Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to yet another episode on the series GST in Pictures. Now, from all the episodes that we have had till the earlier session, we have grown in the subject of GST. And today we are going to take this series number 9. And the topics that we are going to touch upon is GST registration, the HSN code and the SAC, and another very interesting and an important concept called input service distributor. So let's understand what are the topics that we're going to cover. We are going to cover registration under GST, that is the allocation of GSTIN, meaning and relevance of HSN code and SAC, meaning of input service distributor, examples of ISD, and also we will try solving a problem on input service distributor. So let's begin. Now we have understood registration under GST is PAN-based. It is a 15-digit alphanumeric number. The first 2 digits that we see is the state or the union territory code. Digit number 3 to digit number 12 is the permanent account number of a person. So as we understand this, the 4th letter in this permanent account number indicates the kind of person under Income Tax Act. So it is C over here, indicating that it's a company. If it is an F, it's a partnership firm. If it is a P, indicating an individual. If it is a H, it becomes an Hindu undivided family business. So this is about the permanent account number from digit number 3 to digit number 12. The 13th and the 14th digit are the entity code or the business verticals. You know how many kinds of business a person holding this PAN has. He may have from 1 to probably 99 businesses. So 0, 1, 0, 2, 10, 11, 99 businesses that will be allotted. Then the last letter, the 15th digit, is any letter from A to Z. It's a one checksum character. So randomly allocated, any one letter from A to Z will comprise the 15-digit alphanumeric number. So what we see on the screen is known as GSTIN, the electronic address of the business person, the electronic address of the supplier, we can say a 15-digit alphanumeric number. Now, how is the state and union territory code allocated? We will look at that particular concept now. Now, as far as GSTIN is concerned, the state or union territory code breakup, we have had, passed a bill called Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Bill of 2019. And after passing of that bill, we look at 27 states as far as registration under GST is concerned. Then we talk about union territories with legislation. And third category is union territories without legislation. Actually 5, but then there is a special thing about Union Territory of Kashmir, which I will speak about. So depending upon which state you are, depending upon which union territory you are, whether that union territory has a legislation or not. Now, what do you mean by union territory with legislation? If a union territory has a council of ministers, there is a chief minister who is functioning as far as that particular union territory is concerned. We have 2 examples. We have Delhi and we have Puducherry. These are the 2 union territories. These are with legislation. They have their own government which takes care of the administration of Delhi, or you can say of Puducherry. But there is one more there, Kashmir as well, because before the reorganization bill of 2019, Jammu and Kashmir reorganization bill of 2019, Jammu and Kashmir was also a state with legislation, but now Jammu and Kashmir is segregated into 2 union territories. One is Union Territory of Kashmir and Union Territory of Ladakh. But since Jammu and Kashmir or Kashmir already has a legislation, but since no election has happened in Jammu and Kashmir, so any transaction that happens in Kashmir right now is applicable or comes under the purview of UTGST and not SGST. More about it we will understand. So union territories with legislation, that is Delhi and Puducherry, for example, as I mentioned. Also you can take Kashmir. those are treated as states as far as GST is concerned. So at that time, SGST would become applicable. The second category is union territories without legislation. So there is no ministers or no election that happens. It comes directly under the administration of the central government. Such union territories are called as union territories without legislation. So examples, Delhi, Puducherry, and also I mentioned about Jammu and Kashmir. So there is a legislation as far as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned. But now, since it has been, as per that bill of 2019, it is a reorganization bill. Jammu and Kashmir has now become a union territory, but there is a legislation in place. But at present, there is no government in Jammu and Kashmir right now. It is directly under the administration of the central government. So at present, it is taken as union territory with legislation, but under the administration of the central government. Then union territories without legislation, we have 5 right now. We have Andaman and Nicobar Islands. We have the Lakshadweep Islands. Now, Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu have been combined recently. So this is the 3rd union territory without legislation that we can take. 4th is Chandigarh. And 5th category is other territory. And as I mentioned in the J&K Reorganization Bill 2019, Ladakh is now segregated out of the state of Jammu and Kashmir. So Ladakh is another union territory which comes under the administration of the central government. So very important point. If the business is happening or the dealing is happening, transaction is happening in these union territories without legislation, UTGST would become applicable. But if transactions are happening in Delhi, SGST would become applicable. Transaction happening in Puducherry, SGST would become applicable. Transactions are happening in Jammu and Kashmir, UTGST will be applicable because there is no state at present, state government at present in Jammu and Kashmir. So once the election is announced and election happens, there is Council of Ministers with a Chief Minister. Again, Kashmir will go back to the status of SGST. At present, since there is no government in place in Jammu and Kashmir, it is treated as any transaction that happens, intrastate transaction that happens is treated on par with a union territory. So UTGST would become applicable. So this is how, the classification of states, classification of union territories with legislation, without legislation. Let's look at the code numbers now. The state and union territory code for GST. So Jammu and Kashmir, specially marked in green, though it is a state, but it is now treated as a union territory until the government in J&K is formed. Then all the letters or numbers that you see in blue, we have Chandigarh here, Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, we have Lakshadweep here, we have Andaman and Nicobar Islands, we have the Ladakh, newly added one. All these numbers, 04 for Chandigarh, 26 for Dadra and Nagar Haveli, 31 for Lakshadweep, 35 for Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and 38 for Ladakh. This is the Union Territory Code. In red, we have Delhi. The Union Territory Code is 07, but Delhi is treated on par with a state because we have a Chief Minister and the functioning of other ministers in that Union Territory of Delhi. Similarly, Puducherry, the state code is 34. For Karnataka, Karnataka is a state, so 29 is the state code that we have. Goa is 30, Kerala is 32, Chhattisgarh is 22, Arunachal Pradesh is 12, Punjab is 3, Uttarakhand is 5, Rajasthan is 8, Bihar is 10, Manipur is 14. So likewise, Assam is 18, West Bengal is 19, Madhya Pradesh is 23, Gujarat is 24, Maharashtra is 27, Andhra Pradesh before division is 28, but after division we have now 37. So very soon this number 28 may go because before partition or before segregation of Andhra Pradesh, it was 28. But after segregation, Telangana has been allotted the union state code of 36, and Andhra Pradesh after division is allocated the code 37. So this is about the state and union territory codes. And these are the numbers that you see over here, the 2-digit numbers. That is how we begin our GSTIN. The state or union territory code that you see over here, the first and the second digit are these numbers that you find as far as union territory codes are, or state or union territory codes are concerned. Let's move to the second topic. Very, very important in the area of GST. HSN code. What does HSN stand for? HSN is nothing but harmonized system of nomenclature. Nomenclature is nothing but name. Harmonized system, not just in India, across the world, across more than 200 countries of the world. So when we say HSN code is not something that the GST Council has developed. HSN code has been borrowed, rather it's a baby of World Customs Organization. So the concept of HSN is the brainchild of World Customs Organization with the vision of classifying goods all over the world in a systematic manner. So more than 200 countries are participating in this concept of HSN, and India, after passing off of the GST law in 2017, has readily accepted and made the required changes in the code, the later part of the code, not the first part of the code. So the World Customs Organization has classified the goods all across the world, and it is done in a systematic manner. So if anyone wants to know more about this harmonized system of nomenclature, you can visit this site www.WCO World Customs Organization OMD.org. So more information about this HSN code can be availed on this particular site. Now, it is a multi-purpose international product nomenclature comprising about 5,000 plus commodity groups. 5,000 plus commodity groups. That means to say almost all goods that we imagine, not only in our country, but across the world, is incorporated in this HSN, and a certain code number, certain code identification number has been allotted to such a product. Each of it is identified a 6-digit code. 6-digit code is more so at the international level, and it is arranged in a legal and logical structure, and it is patronized by more than 200 countries. So HSN code is a bigger concept, and the GST law has adopted HSN code and made the required additions, not the deletions, has made the required additions. Now, what are the additions? See, HSN code at the international level is a 6-digit code, but at the Indian level, for the purpose of GST, HSN code becomes an 8-digit code. What is that 8-digit code? We will understand it now. So HSN code decoded. Let's understand this. So one thing is very clear. It is used in identifying the rate of tax applicable to a product in a country. So I need to identify. Now there are schedules under GST. We have rates that are attached to the schedules: 0%, 5%, 12%, 18%, 28%. So each of those product which falls under a particular schedule have been allotted a certain rate under GST. So HSN code, basically we are applying to identify the rate of tax applicable to that product in a country. And it also helps in determining the quantum of item traded or imported in a nation. How much of trade has happened in a particular product? How much of import has happened as far as a particular product in India is concerned? So all these codes, gives us clear-cut idea as to the quantity of imports that has happened, the quantity of items that has been sold, including exports, you can say. So HSN code is beneficial not only to India, but across all the to all the countries in the world. So HSN code of items must be mentioned compulsorily in the tax invoice under GST. Simple point. You can take out any tax invoice that you have received from the supplier. Suppose you have gone to a shop to buy a particular product, and if you take that tax invoice, or in layman's language you say bill. I cannot use the word bill in GST. It is called as tax invoice. If you have paid GST, the supplier will have to compulsorily issue tax invoice. So HSN code must be compulsorily mentioned in the tax invoice under GST. So as mentioned earlier, it's a 6-digit code at the international level and 8-digit at the national level. Let's decode this 8-digit. What does it mean? The first 4 digits are the headings. We are going to look at certain numbers now. The next 2 digits are sub-classification, and the last 2 digits are sub-classification. That is more so tariff item and GST rate as applicable. So international level, it is only the heading and the sub-classification. But to identify the rate of GST, another 7th and the 8th digit has been added, and these are sub classification, and that clearly tells under which schedule does that particular goods fall and what is the rate of GST applicable. So let's look at a few examples now of HSN code. So here you can see I have picked out randomly some items. This is the serial number of those items. Serial number of those items. HSN code, the name of the commodity is printing ink. See, HSN code, this is the heading 3215. This is classification, the sub classification, and this is sub classification. So there is no classification and no sub classification, printing ink. It falls under the category of chapter number 32, schedule 4, and schedule 4, the rate is 18%. So first schedule is 0 rate, second schedule is 5%, third schedule is 12%, fourth schedule is 18%, and fifth schedule is 28%. So depending on which category does it fall, the GST rates are identified. Let's look at another example. This product number 3417, but the HSN code is 3304. Again, no sub classification, no sub classification. Kumkum, Bindi, Sundur, Alta. So chapter number 33. See, the first two numbers that you see over here indicates the chapter. Indicates the chapter. As you see, it is 3215. So 32 is a chapter number. Is a chapter number. More about it, we will understand. So it is nil rated. Next product, serial number is 3426. The HSN code is 3304. There is a sub classification 99 and sub classification 20. Nail polishes and varnishes falls under chapter 33. As I said, the first two numbers is the chapter of the HSN code. Falls under the fifth schedule. The rate of GST is 28%. Then we have item number 281. HSN code is 0409. So 04 is the chapter number, as you see over here. 09, no sub classification, no sub classification. Natural honey put in unit container and bearing a registered brand name. So chapter 4, schedule 2, rate is 5%. Then we have item number 282, chapter number 4. Then 09, sub classification is 10, no sub classification. Natural honey falls under chapter number 4, schedule 1, rate of GST is nil. So let's understand the 8-digit code through a better example. Let's understand this now, all about pepper as a product. So I have taken serial numbers from 579 to 588. You see over here 09, 0904, 0904. The first four, as you see over here, 09, chapter number we say. Sub classification is 11 all throughout because the product is pepper. Pepper neither crushed nor grounded, pepper long, light black pepper, garbled, black pepper ungarbed, green pepper dehydrated, pepper pinheads, green pepper frozen or dried, pepper other than green or frozen, pepper crushed or grounded, we say. Chapter number is 9. But if you see over here, the sub classification is 11 because it all comes under the same category. Only this last crushed or grounded. This is neither crushed nor grounded, we say. So it's all 11 over here. It's all 11, but chapter number is same. And you can see the sub classification 00. This is what GST Council has added for easy identification. But since the rates are more or less same over here, it is same 5% only. But a slight change in that, it may fall under schedule 3. The rate may go up to 12%. So this is the 8-digit number that we have adopted. 6-digit was anyway available to everyone across 200 countries in the world. But this extra 2 digits have been added to identify in which schedule does this product fall, commodity falls, and what is the rate of GST applicable. So I hope this 8-digit code of HSN code is very, very clear. This is HSN code, remember, is basically applicable to goods only. So what you see on the screen are all examples of goods only. Let's move to Services Accounting Code called SAC. We don't say SAC code. It is simply Services Accounting Code. Now, what is the Service Accounting Code? We can easily remember the international HSN code, 6-digit. Service Accounting Code is a 6-digit code as notified by the government for classification of services and the schedule under which it falls with its relevant GST rate. Services are classified into 5 broad sections under Chapter 99. So Chapter 99, 5 broad sections. Further, the sections are divided into headings which are then divided into groups, and each group consists of a tariff item which is given a 6-digit code. Let's decode this SAC. Suppose you have an item number or 995464. So 99 indicates the chapters. 99 over here indicates the chapter. The next number 5 indicates the section. As you see, further the sections are divided into headings. So 5 broad sections is, say 5 indicates the section among the 5. Then we have sections are divided into headings. 4 is the heading. The 4th digit is the heading. So once the heading is done, then each group, which are then divided into groups. So 4 is the heading, 6 is the group, and the last digit 4 is the tariff item. And this will decide what will be the rate of GST. So we cannot simply say all services are GST-able at 18%. This is the wrong notion that many of them carry. There are services which are GST-able at 5%. There are services which are GST-able at 12%, and a large majority of services which are GST-able at 18%. So we I've just taken 2 examples. Transport of goods by rail, GST rate is 5%. And we talk about ITC allowed or not with input tax credit of input services. So that is allowed, input services only. Then supply of food and drinks in a restaurant with license to serve alcohol. The GST rate is 18%. So as we understand, majority of the services are 18%, but there are services with 5% rate, there are services with 12% rate as well. And full ITC is available as far as supply of food and drinks in a restaurant with license to serve alcohol is concerned. But point to note, alcohol is not under GST. Our focus is on food and drinks, which are served, supplied in a restaurant. So the focus is on services, because food and drinks, we say we are talking more about vegetables and the regular agriculture items, which are more or less falls under the exempt category of GST. So services is what is charged on in a restaurant. That is 18% is levied with full input tax credit. So this is about service accounting code. So there is an updated version of HSN codes. Service accounting code is more so from Indian perspective, whereas HSN code, as we understand, is from what I should say from across the world point of view. So it's a long list of items that you have over here. I'll just take you all through this item. So it's a long list of items. These are the numbers. Items are all written down. So basically it runs into around 134 pages. 134 pages we have. So if there is any changes that has happened, that notification is mentioned. I will just identify, specifically mention one notification right here if there is a slight change. So from time to time, the government, the GST Council has announced some changes. So I think notification has been passed. Maybe I can talk about, yes, here you find the notification here, dated 28th June 17. That's an old one. The latest notification would be available, as you see. Means the phrase unit container. So quite a few additions, and the regular those are happening. Quite a few notifications. So inserted wide. So if there any change that has happened on 1st of July, these are the points which are omitted before it was read as. So this is actually the changes that has happened over a period of time. You will see quite a few changes. Every month almost you have seen changes, and these are all the changes that has happened. 22nd of September, then we proceed to say, this is every time when the GST Council meeting happens. So 22nd September 2017, quite a few changes has happened. You can see these many changes. It's a long list. Then you have 13th October, the changes has happened. That was the next GST Council. Then 14th of November. So all those changes which you see, those changes are available over here. All those notification changes, and the latest you can see 27th of July 2018, the changes that have happened. So 1st of April 20. is the change that has happened. So this is about the concept of HSN code. The HSN codes updated that we have. Service accounting code is more so, as mentioned over here, notified by the government of India. This concept of SAC, and it's a 6-digit number. But unlike GST, GST at the national level is an 8-digit code. Remember this. Okay. We come to the last concept, and that is input service distributor, or in short, it is called as ISD, a very interesting concept. What is this ISD? Suppose the head office has arranged for a supply of services, since it is mentioned very clearly, input service distributor. Head office has contacted a supplier of service to provide service to its head office and to all its branches. But a single bill has been raised, an entire GST is payable by the head office. Now, suppose if the branch offices are based in another state, definitely GSTIN is going to vary. Suppose if the branch offices are in the same state, but different business vertical, again GSTIN number is going to change. So it is very important that the head office allocates or distributes this input service to all its branch office. Obviously, if the head office is also retained service, it can retain the portion of input service, but or at the same time allocate the rest of the input tax among its branch office. So head office is going to distribute. That's why it is called as input service distributor. What is the procedure? So it refers to distribution of input tax portion, usually by the head office, to the other offices, that is branch offices of the business, which are registered under the same PAN, but having same PAN number is same, but having a distinct GSTIN, a different goods and service tax identification number, as I said, an electronic address of a business, either in the same state or branch offices registered under different states, that is outside the state, you can say. So definitely GSTIN is going to vary. So if the GSTIN is same between head office and the branch office, which is situated in the same state, input service distribution is not required, because a single returns will be filed for that branch office and the head office put together. But if within the state there is a branch which has a different GSTIN, because the vertical numbers may change, the 13th and the 14th digit may change, at that time the head office has to distribute the input tax to that branch if it also has availed service. So bill has been raised on head office, GST amount, so GST input tax has to be allocated or distributed among these branch offices. So very important, if the head office has to distribute, then the head office has to avail ISD registration. It is a must. ISD registration has to be obtained by the head office to distribute input tax among its branch offices. Without input service distributor registration, the head office cannot distribute input tax among its branch office at all. Let's take an example. Head office of a certain business is in Bengaluru and the branch office is at Mangaluru. The service provider has provided service at Mangaluru branch, but the amount is billed to Bangalore head office only. Services has been provided to Mangalore branch office, but the bill has been raised, tax invoice has been raised at Bangalore head office. Now the question is, did Bangalore head office avail service? The answer is no. Services were provided only to Mangalore branch office. So it is the responsibility or obligation of the head office. Here the head office cannot claim input tax credit at all, as the service was rendered to Mangalore branch office exclusively. So entire amount of input tax has to be given to the Mangalore branch office, because head office did not avail any service. All entire services were availed by Mangalore branch office only. So since the billing has been done to Bengaluru head office, it is important that the Bangalore head office transfers or distributes the entire input tax to Mangalore branch office. We will take another example. Suppose we are talking about distribution of credit to one or more recipients. Let's take a case. Head office of People's Bank in Bengaluru is availing software upgradation services for its head office and its branch offices in Mangaluru, Mysuru, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, and Hyderabad. So apart from the head office is availing service for its head office and its branch office. The service provider raised a tax invoice on the head office for the same. So head office alone is going to pay bill including GST. But since the services are also availed by the branch offices in Mangaluru, Mysuru, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, and Hyderabad, this input tax must be distributed. How will it be distributed? We will understand that now. Very, very important. So head office Bengaluru will allocate or distribute the input tax. What will be the basis for distribution? Basis is very simple. Input tax allocation will be on proportionate basis. What is this proportionate? Based on the percentage of turnover of each branch to the total turnover of the head office and all the branches put together. So percentage of turnover of each branch divided by the total turnover of the head office and the branch office put together. If head office has availed service, head office turnover will also be included in this total turnover. So formula is C1 is equal to T1 by T into C. So this letter C, capital C, represents the input tax value. T1 represents the turnover either of the head office or of the branch office. Divided by capital T. Capital T indicates the total turnover of the head office and branch office put together. T is the denominator and C1 represents the credit amount that should go to branch office number 1. Or you can say C1 is head office there. How much of portion should be retained by head office? Similarly, we talk about C2 will be equal to T2 divided by T into C. We will see that the example. So this formula will be applicable and the input tax will be distributed to branch offices like Mangaluru, Mysuru, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, and Hyderabad as well. Not to forget, head office has also availed services. So we can also include Bengaluru over here. So Bengaluru will also retain a portion of input tax, whereas the remaining portion of input tax will be allocated to these branch offices which are shown on this screen. Okay, let's take a clear-cut example now and let's understand how does this calculation work now. Here's is an example. X Limited has its head office based at Mumbai. So head office is based at Mumbai. And there are 4 branch offices at Chennai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, and Delhi. It seeks the services of Lintus, an ad agency based at Mumbai, for advertising its products. So advertising services is provided by this ad agency based at Mumbai. The ad agency raises a bill which includes a GST amounting to rupees 1,50,000 on the head office. So GST amount 1,50,000, bill is raised only to head office, though the services are provided to head office, including these 4 branches at Chennai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, and Delhi as well. So what about the allocation of this 1,50,000 input tax credit, input tax? The turnover of the head office and the branches during the quarter ending August 31st, 21 were as under given. Mumbai head office 2,90,000, Chennai is 3,20,000, Bengaluru is 1,80,000, Hyderabad is 4,20,000, Delhi is 1,50,000. Compute the distribution of input tax by the Mumbai head office. So now the bill inclusive of GST 1,50,000 was raised on head office only, though the benefit of advertising services will be availed by all the branches, including the head office. Mumbai head office has also availed services in terms of sales of such products. So Mumbai head office will obtain input service distribution. ISD registration will be obtained and will distribute the input tax proportionately on the basis of turnover during the previous quarter. Now let's understand the breakup. We prepare 3 columns. One is the branch or head office name. So I record over here Mumbai head office. Then we record Chennai, we record Bengaluru, we record Hyderabad, and we record Delhi. Second column is the turnover. So we record the turnover of Mumbai head office is 2,90,000, Chennai is 3,20,000, Bengaluru is 1,80,000, Hyderabad is 4,20,000, and Delhi is 1,50,000. And total turnover is 2,90,000 plus 3,20,000 plus 1,80,000 plus 4,20,000 plus 1,50,000. Put together, it is 13,60,000. Now, what is the formula for this input tax distribution? So if you remember, C1 is equal to what we took. C1 is equal to C. GST amount is the credit amount, GST amount, C, into that is T1 divided by capital T. Capital T is indicated by total turnover, and T1 is either the branch or the head office turnover. So GST amount is 1,50,000, we have it here, into the Mumbai head office turnover is 2,90,000 divided by total turnover. Total turnover is 13,60,000. So input tax credit that will be retained by Mumbai head office is 31,985. Similarly, from Chennai's point of view, 1,50,000 into turnover of Chennai branch is 3,20,000 divided by total turnover 13,60,000 works out to 35,294. Similarly, Bengaluru, 1,50,000 is the GST amount into turnover of Bengaluru is 1,80,000 divided by 13,60,000 works out to 19,853. Hyderabad, 1,50,000 is the GST amount into turnover of Hyderabad branch is 4,20,000 divided by total turnover of 13,60,000 works out to 46,324. Then finally we have turnover of Delhi is 1,50,000. So 1,50,000 is the GST amount into 1,50,000 Delhi branch turnover divided by total turnover 13,60,000 works out to 16,544. Now, interestingly, if we add up all these numbers, so Mumbai head office will retain input tax of 31,985. Chennai branch office will be allocated its share of input tax of 35,294. Bengaluru 19,853, Hyderabad 46,324, and Delhi 16,544. When you add up all these numbers, it will come to 1,50,000. This is the GST amount, the input tax which is allocated to all its retained as well as allocated to all its branches at Chennai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, and Delhi. One important point. Mumbai is the head office. This ad agency has provided, the bill has been raised to Mumbai head office itself. So CGST and SGST. Important point, when the head office at Mumbai is allocating this input service tax or input tax to its branch offices in Chennai, which is in another state, Bengaluru, which is in another state, Hyderabad, which is in another state, Delhi, which is in another state, at that point of time, though CGST will be applicable in that particular bill, it will be IGST, which will be allocated to these 4 branches because these are based in another state. IGST will be applicable. So though CGST will be mentioned in the bill, after obtaining input service distributor registration, though CGST was paid, IGST is what will be allocated. So total of CGST will now be allocated as IGST to these branch offices. Similarly, if the ad agency would have been in a different state, then though IGST would have been there, and if the branch would have been the same state, CGST and SGST would have been allocated. So we need to be very clear as far as that point is concerned. So let's take another example now. We will solve this example. Say Tide Limited is availing, say, has its head office at Mangaluru and 4 branch offices at Bengaluru, Mumbai, Gurgaon, and Delhi. It seeks the services of Wall Limited, an information technology company, to update its software across all branches. To update its software across all branches. Make a note of that, all branches. No service was rendered at the head office. So head office did not avail any services at all. Head office did not avail any services at all. So Wall Limited, that is this IT company, is raising a bill which includes GST amounting to 2,50,000 on the head office. So though head office did not avail services, it was made available, services was given to these 4 branch offices at Bengaluru, Mumbai, Gurgaon, and Delhi. The bill has been raised, the tax invoice has been raised on the head office. The turnover of the head office and branches during the quarter ending 30th June 21 were as under. Mangalore head office 2 lakh, Bengaluru 4,25,000, Mumbai 2,80,000, Gurgaon 3,75,000, Delhi 2,20,000. Compute the distribution of input tax by Mangalore head office. So first of all, let's be very clear. Given no services was rendered at head office. So there was no services rendered at the head office. Therefore, no proportionate distribution. So no proportionate distribution was made available, no proportionate ITC is available to the head office. So the head office is not going to get any amount of this 2,50,000 rupees. Entire amount of ITC will be proportionately distributed among its branch offices only. So I have not, head office at Mangalore is given. I have not recorded Mangalore anywhere. I have not shown the head office here because head office did not avail service. If I go to the previous problem, there was a mention of head office name because Mumbai head office also availed service. But over here, the head office based at Mangalore did not avail service. So the head office name does not appear over here. So now what we'll do is we are going to record the turnover of these branch offices. So though Mangalore head office shows a turnover of 2 lakh, we are not going to record because it did not avail service. So Bangalore turnover is 4,25,000. So I record 4,25,000. Mumbai turnover is 2,80,000. So 2,80,000. The Gurgaon turnover is 3,75,000. Then we have the Delhi turnover as 2,20,000. So this is the number, and the total number that we will have, we will just add up. We will get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 lakh, it will be 13 lakh. So 13 lakh will be the total turnover. So let's do the totaling again. 4 plus 2 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, this is 12, and this is 13. Okay, now we will apply this particular formula. So is equal to GST amount is 2,50,000 into what is the turnover that we have? Turnover of the branch is 4,25,000. So I record 4,25,000 divided by the total turnover is 13 lakh. That will be equal to. So let's do the calculation. I take 2,50,000 into 4,25,000 divided by 13 lakh. It will work out to 81,731. 81,731. So let's find out. We will do the totaling. If there's a mistake, we can easily identify. Next, once again, GST amount is 2,50,000 into the turnover of Mumbai, which is 2,80,000 written in the second column, divided by total turnover of 13 lakh. Total turnover of 13 lakh. We will get the number. Let's do the calculation. It is 2,50,000 into 2,80,000 divided by 13 lakh. That will be 53,846. So I record 53,846. It's 1.15. So we will exclude that. Anyway, we'll need for approximation to that number. Another simple method of calculating, every time instead of going through this, we can easily take this number, 2,50,000, the GST amount divided by the turnover. So if I take that number, that would become very easy. So I take 2,50,000 divided by 13 lakh. So I get the value as 0.19230769. If I simply multiply that with 3,75,000, I will get the number 72,115. Let's go through the process. 2,50,000 into the turnover of Gurgaon is 3,75,000 divided by 13 lakh. That will be equal to 72,115. 72,115. Let's take the fourth example. In Delhi, the turnover is 2,20,000. So GST allocation is 2,50,000 into the turnover of Delhi is 2,20,000 divided by 13 lakh. That will be equal to, let's do the calculation. It is 2,50,000 into 2,20,000 divided by 13 lakh. That will work out to 42,307.69. We'll take it 308. 308. So if I just total this, 8 plus 5 is 13 plus 6 is 19, 1 is 20. So I'll just total this. This is just for the information. Suppose if I total 81,731 plus 53,846 plus 72,115 plus 42,308. That amount put together should be equal to 2,50,000. We can do that calculation. 81,731 plus 53,846 plus 72,115 plus 42,308. So that amount will be 2,50,000 rupees. So it will be 2,50,000 rupees as we have done the calculation. So GST amount, the bill is raised only on the head office, that is Mangalore head office, but Mangalore head office has not availed any service. Services has been availed only by these branch offices at Bangalore, Mumbai, Gurgaon and Delhi. So whatever is this GST amount raised on the head office, Mangalore head office, the Mangalore head office will obtain ISD registration and will distribute this input tax among its 4 branches. So Bangalore branch will get 81,731. Mumbai branch will get 53,846, Gurgaon branch will get 72,115, and the Delhi branch will get 42,308. So the entire amount total which you see, allocation that has happened works out to exactly 2,50,000, which was the GST amount which was raised and paid by the Mangalore head office. So allocation will happen, and this is possible only through input service distribution registration. So I hope this concept of ISD is also very, very clear. So thank you very much for your patient hearing. So as usual, if you'd like to connect and collaborate with me, my email ID, here's my mobile number. And once again, I request you all to please share, subscribe, and don't forget to comment on YouTube as well. And do share it with all the students and all the teachers you believe required in-depth knowledge of this beautiful subject of GST. So until the next episode, bye to you all, and thank you once again.